you know, something my mom always tells me is just gratitude fixes almost everything. You know, when you realize like how great your life is and what has been provided for, and what you do have more than what you don't have, you know, that's where happiness is going to come from. All right, so Caleb can climb very easily. These are pretty much jugs to him. I'm here with Nate Hansen, Gnarly Ninja Nate. Been on American Ninja Warrior. How many times?
5 times.
5 times. And how many times have you made it to the finals?
3 times.
3 times.
Yes.
Dang, okay.
Well, also, there's one season that hasn't shown yet. So we aren't really sure if I've made it a 4th time. So it airs on June 3rd.
Guess we'll see. June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Go check him out. We'll put his Instagram above.
That's right.
Cool, Nate. So can you tell me a little bit about kind of how you got into Ninja Warrior, starting out like as a kid? And I know that was something that like you're kind of looking for your identity, and then I wouldn't say you found your identity in Ninja Warrior, but it kind of helped you to find your identity.
Yeah, totally. You know, when I was little, I always watched the show American Ninja Warrior. I was a huge fan, and one of the biggest people I looked up to at the time, he was a big star, was Brian Arnold. And so when I moved to Brighton, Colorado, which is, you know, just northeast Denver, for high school, not for high school, but during that time, we moved in the same neighborhood as him, Brian Arnold, and it was awesome because I just ended up meeting him at the local rec center, and he was an awesome, just really cool dude, very approachable, and so we just connected like right off the bat, and you know, I worked out with him a few times, and we just stayed connected. And then as I graduated high school and started to go to college, I went to CU Boulder. Brian offered me a job at a new company that he was starting, which was called Ninja Nation, where you and I worked together for a long time. And he asked me to just host some birthday parties. And I was like, you know what? Like, if I could get a job at a Ninja Warrior gym right into college, like that'd be awesome. You know, make some money, also live my dream of like doing Ninja Warrior for the first time. That'd be stellar. And so I took the job hosting birthday parties. Within a couple months, you know, worked my way up to being a coach, and just did it for fun, honestly, for the first year. And then after a while, you know, casting started to come out, and you had to be 18 to be on the show. And so I threw in my application, and in 2020, COVID hit, and everyone thought that like Ninja Warrior was no more, and nothing was filming. But by the grace of God, they were the only show filming at the time. And for the very first time, I got a call to be on the show in July of 2020. And I actually hit a buzzer on my birthday, which is the first time I had ever run a course.
That's a pretty cool birthday present.
It was an amazing birthday present, yeah. My story, which I'm sure we'll get into, you know, was really inspiring to a lot of people, just from the bullying that I experienced from, you know, just my growth hormone deficiency, and I took that to heart really, really hard. But to overcome that and show people that, you know, you can overcome obstacles and you can conquer whatever you put your mind to, and in terms of discipline and hard work, like that's what really inspired people. And so I've been called back for the next 4 seasons. So on Netflix, if you go and just look up Ninja Warrior, you'll see seasons 12 through 13 right now, and 14 and 15 have also aired. They're just not on there. And then 16 is the one we were talking about that's just going to air soon. Dominoes just kind of fell and continued to fall in the right place, and God really just provided.
Yeah, and something that's really cool about just like being young and being like a young man is that you can really create your path, you know?
Totally.
It's like, even if you start with nothing,
right?
Even if you like, you know, no one believes in you, like it's up to you.
That's
you
right.
know? And so, and now you own this gym.
That's right, yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, this gym was just an idea a year ago to this date, you know, and now we're sitting in it. I didn't even know like how to get an LLC, like let alone, you know, find funding to open this gym, or like where to order anything. Like that was just all stuff I kind of found out along the way. And I think a lot of people get confused on like, you know, oh, I don't even know how to do it, so they just never try. Where it's like, no, the beauty of it is that you find out how to do things during the process. There was times where I was clueless, but, you know, God provided the right people in my life, and, you know, just amazing relationships that helped me get to where we are now. So, yeah.
Did you see that goal? Like, was that in your mind? Like, I want to own a gym someday? Was that
there? Yeah. Over 2 years ago, actually. I mean, this is why it's called Arc Ninja, is I felt that God had called me to open a gym, but I really didn't know how, and so I was just afraid to start for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was 20 at the time, so I really was like, I don't know who to talk to. Like, it sounds like such a far out dream. So maybe tonight, right now, is not the right time because I was still in college. And God said, no, like, you need to open this gym. And he said, like, if you open this gym, I will bring you the people. And we are a new business, and by all means, we're not like rocking it yet, but I mean, just in the 3 months that we've been open, almost to the date, like, God has provided significantly. And we are doing a lot better than most new businesses do, like right out the gate. And it's because of the people that have come into this door and just believed in me and believed in, what we've created here.
So how would you say you balance like seeing this vision of what you wanted, and then kind of trusting God with like the actual path? Because I know for me, like something that I really struggle with is like I have all these goals and these visions, and I know like where I want to end up, but then it's like I need to be able to trust God to take me where He wants to take me, because maybe some of those will happen, but maybe some of them won't, and it's like you gotta know that He knows what's best for you.
Right. Well, that's what's really hard is a lot of people in our generation, especially our age, like they don't really know where to go and they feel really lost and they don't really have a purpose. But it's like the more that we can find our purpose, if, they always say, it's like if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And it's like I'm doing what I love right now, and right now it does feel like work because this is like the dirty work that you got to do. You got to be in here 12 hours a day, making the phone calls, writing the emails. Like, but one day I know that, I'll never stop working, right? Like, I want to be working my butt off so hard to keep accomplishing everything. But I also wanted Tim Tebow, I don't know if it was his quote or someone he's referencing, but he always says, work like it depends on you, but pray like it depends on God. And that's something that it's like one of my favorite quotes, and that's mainly because for a long time, like I prayed to God, like, oh, will you just provide this and provide this? Well, like, I sat on my couch just waiting for God to move, when it's like, no, did you have to go out and do the work in order for God to start moving in your life? You can't pray to be like a Super Bowl champion or an Ninja Warrior champion and then just like not go to the gym. No, you're going to put in the work every day and let God bless you with the outcomes and the things that kind of harvest from that. Who knows how many hours I put into it now? Probably thousands, but now we sit in it, and it's like, I'm very grateful, just the gratitude I have every single day that I get to sit here and talk to you in my gym, but it's really not my gym. Like, all this really belongs to God, and that's something I have to remind myself of too, because tomorrow He could take it all away, right? And so I have to keep working hard, because I know that the more that I am faithful, the more God will continue to provide. That's something He promises us, right? So I don't take it lightly. It's like if I follow what He says and I follow what He's commanded me to do as a servant, then I know He's going to continue to provide.
Do you warm up at all anymore, or do you just like send stuff?
Well, you see, it really depends on the day. Right now,
What's today?
Right now, I'm just ready to cook. I'm being completely honest. Yesterday we trained pretty hard, and my shoulders are feeling it a little bit. But I know that if I just do some easier stuff to begin with, that I'll feel okay. Meanwhile, Emily's over here hucking like 10 feet laches, you know what I mean? So
Emily's a beast.
Yeah, Emily is a beast. So fun fact actually for you, Josh, I invented this hold right here.
I heard that actually.
And that is the first one ever made. So
oh, is that the OG?
That's the OG. That was
from Ninja Nation.
No, that is the one that wasn't Ninja Nation. But I built that in a garage
with Kevin, right?
with Kevin. Yeah.
Dude,
Out of scrap wood.
I remember when you guys were like designing that as.
I know.
I'm
it's
surprised
crazy.
it's still holding.
I can't even believe that it hasn't broken yet, to be quite honest.
It's kind of crazy because it's just wood, right?
The bullseye. Yeah. All right. I just asked Emily what we should do, because sometimes I'm not as creative, and Emily's pretty creative. She also gives me the smoke quite often. Yeah. Emily's gonna say flyaways. Meanwhile, Caleb, he's warming up. I think warming up is quite overrated, to be honest, but that's okay.
If I don't warm up, I'm definitely going to tear my rotator cuff. Like,
all right.
I can guarantee you.
I'm going to just hit this lache,
yeah.
and then I could probably link a flip out of it. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, here you go.
Oh, shoot.
So, typically, I warm up with stuff that I know that is very much within reach, and then we get to the crazy stuff. So,
okay.
Some stuff I usually do is like a challenge like this where it's like I'm 90% sure I could get it, but not 100, right?
Okay,
So what's cool about these is like in Ninja, there's really no rules to what you could do.
Sure.
It's kind of just like get creative. So like these boards can be held this way and they can pivot, but also they can hold this way and you can swing on them this way. So this just feels really good just to hang like this. And then if you swing a little harder, go like that, and then just right into it.
Dang. Also, you don't have a ton of like backswing.
Nope, not a lot of backswing there.
Got this, John.
Oh, it's been a minute, boys.
Here it is. Now pull hard. Yeah, hey, he touched it. Attaboy.
All right.
All right. We call these the devil steps, and we can start on this too, because I know you could do these too.
Dang, these just slide over. That's cool.
Yeah, you just slide them out of the way. But yeah, basically this is like a pretty beginner thing. So if I ever really need to warm up, I can really just work on hand speed here.
Oh, dang.
And then I can go down,
Okay.
right? And it just makes me make sure I got those fast twitch muscles going.
Right.
But I also make sure that I can test my power. So on these kinds of things, because there's varying heights, I can also just really start here and just pull as high as I want. The good news is there's a lot of people who can't do like 8 to 10 pull-ups, but have like flawless technique and body positioning.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, there's a lot of people like Taylor Green who I know that she's not like, she can't pull very hard, but I mean, she's like the best female ninja in the world.
Right.
So,
Performance
and she
insane.
kicks my butt all the time.
Yeah.
Just because her body positioning, her technique is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, and that's where, for me as an athlete, it's like I'm really powerful, but my technique
Right.
isn't as good. So that's where I focus more, is like learning better techniques on technical moves in ninja, which are, you know, really anything with a cane, which we'll do in a minute, or a ring or a bar, things like that. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Cool. Let's see if I can do this.
All right, let's see
I
it.
think I might actually be able to do this. I used to be able to do the salmon ladder, and I'm sure I still can, but.
You could probably still do salmon ladder. Yeah. Oh. Oh, you got it. Come on. 2 more. Nice, dude. Sick. Good work.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
starting to come back. The muscle memory takes a second. But
Exactly. Yeah. No, and I think a lot of this too is gonna be muscle memory. Like for me, opening the business, I haven't really done a lot of ninja training recently, but
Yeah.
as I start to do it a little bit more and get back into it, my body starts to remember what's going on. So
Yep.
I'm gonna test this one on you, Josh. So
Okay.
a lot of ninjas can't really do a lot of one-arm pull-ups, but if your scaps are strong, you might be able to. So I don't expect you to pull up, but let's see if you can just like that, just just enough, just hang, and just up a little bit.
Okay.
And there's that. And that.
You made it
Cool.
look so easy.
Yeah. So it's a lot of scap, maybe a little bit of bicep too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's been many days where, you know, I'm sitting in here, especially on like Saturdays because we're so slow. It's just, I have to remember that, you know, it's not always going to be like that. You were close. Nice. Go again. You're close. You're close.
I feel like I can almost.
Yeah. With a chin up, maybe. Maybe. So now try this. Try to go here and see if you can just bump
Okay.
all the way up like that. Oh, maybe. Come on. One more. You got it all the way up. Oh, dude. I was almost there. Oh, man. That's a big reach. Oh, no. The hardest part about opening a gym, and the part of the process that's been hardest for me, is just what you were saying. It's like sitting in the gym some days and it's just really lonely, and you spend, like, I love everything about this facility, but some days it's like you spend so much time here in just the quiet of just the grind work, and I think the confusion is like, you know, we talked about it earlier. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, but, you know, I don't think anyone wants to really talk about the hard days.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the hard days are what make it the best. Coming into it, I definitely underestimated the work that it was going to take.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh yeah, we'll just open a ninja gym and then it'll work. And then I'll get to train as much as I want, you know?
Yeah.
And then now that it's like been open for 3 months, I've like put more work than I ever thought. You know, I've had to sacrifice, you know, my training career for the moment,
Yep.
to really make sure that this is thriving. But I just have to remind myself that, you know, this business wasn't built on me. It was built on the community and what God has called this business to be. You know, something my mom always tells me is just gratitude fixes almost everything. You know, when you realize like how great your life is and what has been provided for, and what you do have more than what you don't have, you know, that's where happiness is going to come from. I've never been this broke in my life, Josh, you know, but it's like, you know, it's like, so I wake up every day stressing about that. But then when I realize like, but I also have this.
Something that I've been thinking about lately is like you were saying, the reason you're doing it, because that's like what's going to keep you going, you know?
Right.
And I kind of find like when I'm thinking about my glory and like what I want to get out of this, like I lose motivation pretty quickly, because it's like yes, I'd love to like be in this spot, but it's like we're not built to take the glory. We're not built to like receive the glory, you know? But then it's like when you think about the people you're doing it for, you know, that's when it's like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this happen.
You know, the people who give are always the happiest. And so really what business comes down to is how can I help people? You know, like people are always willing to sell people things. And so it's like, even this video, right? It's like, you want this to be very successful, right? But it's like, you shouldn't have to sell it to anyone. You know, obviously you want people to know about it, but truthfully, you know, your sell is that it's going to help them move forward in life. You know, that's why I agree to be a part of it, because I know that this is going to inspire someone to take that next step in their life. You know, as a man or whoever may be watching this, maybe a future business owner, whatever it may be, to really go and pursue that next thing, because that's what it's truly all about. Is I've done it, and I want to help people who haven't done it yet get where they want to go.
All right, I'm gonna try I'm gonna see if I can like pop it each one.
Are you gonna do it? Let's do it on the wood this time instead of the bars.
On the wood?
On the wood. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, not that way.
Oh,
that way. There we
Okay,
go. There we go.
I was like, okay.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's too easy. That's too easy. Nice. All right, now this time, because I know you're big and strong, you gotta skip one.
All right, let's see, Nate. Yes, sir.
Big pull. Yeah, nice. One more. Big one. Oh!
You would probably just like not even do a like forward swing on this one, right? You'd probably just pull.
Yeah, because if you forward swing, your hips are gonna be too far out here. You kind of want to catch this third one where your hips are like in front of you still, right? Rather than all the way out here. Because if you catch it here and you try to pull, you're gonna just go further away, right? Where if you go here and your hips are still behind you, you can use those hips again to get to the fifth one, right? So you can kind of see it from the side. Let's go. Woo. You can do it, come on. Yeah, there it is. Nice, dude.
Sure.
Let's go.
It's those, I've been doing like lots of pull-ups, like, and like some weighted pull-ups. I think that definitely helps. But.
Yeah, and if people can't do pull-ups, I think that like the one thing that they could do even better is like even just band assisted. Like people kind of crap on that, like, oh, I can't do a pull-up, but it's like, well, just do like 75% of like what you can do for like a lot more reps, and like that's how you build strength, you know. So
for sure, and negatives too.
Negatives too for sure, because absorbing is where a lot of people get hurt. It's like they do things and they catch things and go to full extension, and This is something I do warm up for typically, only because your tendons and your fingers are pretty fragile. So, and if you have a pulley injury, it like sucks to recover from. These ledges are only 1.25 inches, so they are very small. So basically we call these bogeys because you can only fit one hand on them. So you cannot fit both hands on them. These ones, 2 hands. But as I'm about to show you, like, this is what makes it really hard, is you can only do one hand control. So, so you start here. Around, and this is where it gets hard. Right there. Ooh. Yeah, that's where it gets a little difficult. Yeah, I did on those moves. Like a lot of climbers would be good at this, like this guy. All right, so Caleb can climb very easily, as you can tell. So these are pretty much.
My Lord.
These are pretty much jugs to him, which means that they are gigantic holds. Yeah, and now he's gonna try to go back. I couldn't even get the way there, but he's locked. He's locked, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Come on.
Fingers.
He's pretty much got it in the bag, I think. Oh my gosh, dude. So sick. If you surround yourself with people that are better than you, you know you're getting stronger.
This is true. This
So
is true.
yeah. So there's things that I can do that Caleb can't do, but there's things that Caleb can do that I can't do. So and that's a good life skill to learn for sure. I mean, it's just surround yourself with people that are better than you and you'll continue to grow exponentially.
Same thing with bodybuilding. Like when I train with people who are way stronger than me or bigger than me, it's like crazy motivation.
You realize like you thought you were good and then you realize like how much farther there is to go.
Yeah.
So
It sucks, but it's also like.
but it's really cool. It's inspiring. It really is. I told Josh to start just like right there. Yep. That's going to be the easiest, I think.
Like that.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Pull up to that one. Good. Nice. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Come on, get to that next one. Get to that next one. Come on. Yeah, dude. Come on. Good. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, you look so cool. Oh, dude. That was killer.
I can feel my lats just like freaking out.
Dude, yeah.
How tall is that warped wall? Is that 18?
That's 18 and a half feet.
Has anybody even gotten that?
No, Austin touched the top, but no one has grabbed it yet. And yeah, so it's pretty freaking hard, to say the least. The lowest bar is at 16 feet, and then the next bar is at 17 and a half feet. So, and then the wall next to it is this one, the 14 and a half foot wall, which I train the most on because that's the show wall. It's 14 and a half feet. It's probably a little more steep than it should be just from looking at it in comparison. But if you like stand back, it's like drastically taller than me. And I will not be doing it in these Hey Dudes if I do it. But oh, you definitely can. You definitely can. You got the leg power, bro. I see them quads, bro. Come on. Get up there. Remember, nice and soft.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
dude. Yeah, you're cheesing. You're cheesing.
I overestimated it a little bit.
Yeah. Now 14 and a half, different
14
beast.
might be tough.
I'm gonna take off the Hey Dudes and I'll give this a few shots.
Crocs, I think, would be harder than Hey Dudes.
Yeah.
Unless they're in sport mode.
New Balance Zantes are the key to warped wall success. Just the rubber just sticks really well, specifically V2s. Yeah.
Easy.
Josh, you doing the big one?
All right, I'll give it a try.
That was pretty close. So really, I think the only thing you got to change, one, your shoe traction probably is pretty detrimental. I built this wall to be a little bit harder only because, if I want to train something, I want it to be hard. Like if I had to do it at the end of a course, it would be super hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, so close.
That was pretty close.
I gotta insert clip of me doing the wall at Ninja Nation so people know that I'm
Yeah, that you're qualified.
somewhat athletic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, this is a hard warped wall for sure.
Yeah. Not all warped walls are built the same. Oh, money.
Yeah.
Dang.
He's got them powerful legs, bro.
Yep.
You and I are pretty short.
I know, short kings.
Short kings, that's right. Josh, you gonna go again?
Yeah. I'll see if I can not give myself a concussion this
All
time.
right. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh! Yeah, so you're leaning really far into the wall. So you kind of run and keep your chest up because if you run into the wall, you're kind of hit that stalemate right in the middle. Keep your chest up. You're just gonna reach and it should just be there. So that's close. Caleb's going for the mega wall. It's dusty as can be. Oh god!
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you see your handprint. There it is. Oh! Can't be that close and not get it. I touched it.
So Nate, what's some advice that you would give your younger self?
Yeah. I would always say surround yourself with the right people and always find a mentor because I feel like growing up I took what everyone said about me very seriously, and a lot of things that were said were not beneficial to my own well-being for sure. Growing up being bullied and stuff, I let that affect who I saw myself as, and I didn't really have, I mean, I had amazing parents, but I also had siblings, 5 siblings, and many of them were adopted and had special needs. So my parents couldn't always be there as much as they wanted to. So I found a lot of my identity through the friends that I surround myself with. And a lot of that came down to people who I thought were friends but weren't quite. And looking back at it now, I would definitely say if there's like a strong man you can have in your life, especially as a boy, like lean on that for sure. Because I have an amazing dad who's taught me amazing, valuable lessons. But I really wish I had like, you know, an older brother at times, only because, you know, when your dad's your dad, you're like, oh, be quiet, Dad. You don't know what you're talking about, you know. But if it's like your best friend's dad, you're like, dude, this guy's so smart. And so I just say, like, you know, if you're watching this and you've got somebody in your life that you're thinking of that just comes to mind right away, I would just stop what you're doing right now and just text them and say, hey, man, like, I'm struggling in this area of my life. This is, you know, who I believe to be, and I know it's not true, but this is who I want to be. Can you help me do that? And I think men don't ask for help enough. Even now, like I'm guilty of this even to this day, and I know that we should. And so that's one piece of advice.
I was talking to someone earlier today about this actually, and they were saying you should always have someone that's older than you that you're learning from, someone that's younger than you that you're teaching,
that you're mentoring,
and then someone who's like equal to you, like a brother that you're like sharpening each other. You
totally
know? Competitive.
Well, men just hold you accountable, right? Because
I
mean, we'd all be lying if, you know, we said we did what was right for us all the time. You know, we all mess up, and I think more now than ever, like men are just lost and unwilling to admit it because it, you know, says you're weak. You know, but truly, like, the strongest men are able to be vulnerable and be like, you know what, I'm struggling, you know, and I know that that's something that I don't do well, you know, and I know that if I struggle with it, I'm not the only one, you know what I mean? So, but it's very much in Ninja too. It's just, you got to be vulnerable and be like, you know what, like, be okay with sucking at something, you know, because to be honest right now, like, my skill set in Ninja is pretty dog crap, you know, compared to where I would like to be, you know, and at a professional level. And I know you're not supposed to compare yourself, but in the realm of Ninja where I want to be competing right now, like, I am really far behind, you know, and I think in all areas of your life, if you feel behind, it's like, what can you do every single day to execute to get to where you want to be, you know, and just be willing to say, like, you know what, I suck at this, but I'm going to go find help to make me good at this again, you know. And we talked about it earlier with, like, surrounding yourself with people that are better than you, and that goes for life. Like you're just saying, like, have brothers that are just there, you know. So
there's no way for you to learn some of the things that you need to learn as like a young boy if you don't have like a dad or a good like big brother or a good like uncle or you know.
Well, I mean, statistically in our country right now, it's like we're seeing more of that decline more year and year, and it's affecting our society drastically. Like, you know, who I am as a man is greatly defined by who my dad was, you know, and
that's true.
And you know, that's why I feel like, you know, I've turned out pretty good. It's because my dad's an awesome dude. He's a man of integrity.
Yeah, it definitely goes both ways.
But if I mean,
for sure,
other people have a dad who may have been an alcoholic or, you know, very abusive. It's like, where's the role model for those people, right? And I know that that's a case for a lot of kids now. So it's like, if you didn't have that, well, there's someone in the world that is like seeking to help you, you know, and like everyone, like you said, needs someone who you can mentor, but someone you look up to as well. I wish someone would have told me that when I was younger too, because you know, you don't know it all, but I think everyone pretends to know it all. So.
And one last thing going off of that is, like, I think a lot of people would say, like, you need someone to teach men to respect women. But it's like, that is the dad's job. That is like, you know, the big brother's job is like, you know, that's where that comes from is like strong men being able to, you know, also show humility and respect. And so, yeah,
man. Well, how do we want to wrap this up?
Cool. I want to try the wall one more time.
I'm going to get it one more time, too. I think I could actually hit it this time. You got it. Get up there. Come on. Up, 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 up. Oh, not quite. Oh, he's backpedaling, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! or it's days like today where like, you know, it's really hard. Only because like I've been here since, you know, 7:30 this morning, you know, and it's like, and now it's like the gym's a mess, but like it ain't gonna clean itself, you know. So it's like I'm the guy who has to stay here to clean it all, right?
Cool.
So it's like,
how about I help you clean and then we kind of chat while we clean?
yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's this kind of stuff that like no one sees that you have to do every day.
Every
Like,
day.
you can't just be like, yeah, I just don't feel like cleaning the gym today.
Well, it's hard
like,
when you're the only one.
Gotta clean it.
You're the only one watching.
So what would you say has been like the hardest thing for you with starting this gym?
Honestly, I'd say like just the time management piece of, and it's hard because it's like I had expectations going into it that I'd have more freedom than I do now, right?
Right.
And to kind of humble myself and be like, no, I made this commitment, you know, and I got to follow through with it. You know, it's not comfortable right now because there's plenty of other things I'd rather be doing, like training every day, you know?
Yeah.
But I built this gym so that I could train the way that I want. But for the next year or two, it's like I've got to dedicate myself to growing this business to the point where, those are fine, to the point where it can sustain itself. And then I can also be financially free enough to train the way that I'd like.
Right.
You know, because right now,
That's really good. I've been listening to Jordan Peterson a lot lately, and something he says is like, you can have what you want in 5 years,
right?
but you gotta like.
No one's
really
willing to pay the dues that it takes. You know, I'm addicted to the growth now. Like I'm addicted to the process. Like I love seeing new people walk in. I love seeing, you know, people experience Ninja for the first time. I love seeing more revenue come in every month. Like that feels like you're accomplishing something, but also like on a spiritual level, it shows you like, you know, if you have faith and follow what God tells you to do, like you're gonna be just fine. So I was like, I could just continue to work a paycheck to paycheck job and be mediocre, or I could, you know, go create and build a legacy for my kids to follow. And it was like, one of the things that fuels me the most is like, if my kids were to ask like who their dad was, I don't want them to just say like, oh, an American Ninja Warrior. It's like, okay, well, what else did he do? And it's like, now I can say, you know, I opened a gym and, you know, I brought thousands of people to experience Ninja for the first time. But not only that, it brought on a ministry where I could tell people about Jesus for the first time. And that's just what everyone needs right now. Is everyone needs a savior, you know? Even, I mean, we're saved and we still need a savior every single day, right? And the more that I can just share that with people and set them free from their bondage or whatever it may be, that's what I love doing.
All right, Nate, so let's see the place.
Yeah, man. So I've envisioned this for a long time, but welcome to MTV Cribs. Right here we got the kid funnel. So it's really cool. You can go through it, but what's really cool about it is this gymnastics bar we have. So this is where I hit all my workouts, honestly. So sometimes I'll crank some one arms just like right here. I'll just get like that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And they asked me like, you know, how did you get to be such an amazing ninja warrior? And this is really the key, but it's the only secrets I really share with anybody. So yeah, but this is where the hard work pays off.